What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Racing Dudes YouTube channel, and welcome back to Dudes Who Bet Daily. Just Papa Dude and I rounded out the week. This will be our last show. No show tomorrow on Christmas Eve. We got work to do, Papa Dude. We have not done too well this week. Hopefully, we end on a good one. Before we get going on best bets, let's go over the football games going on today. Bengals and the Steelers will kick us off. Bengals 3.5, 3-point favorites on the road against a Pittsburgh team that looks pretty helpless. Does that continue today, Papa Dude?
I don't know who's going to play quarterback for the Steelers. Does it matter? I don't know. This is a huge game for the Bengals. I guess it's a huge game for Pittsburgh as well. I think they're done if they don't win. They are at home, which gives you a little bit of doubt. The Bengals were pretty lucky, I think, to win last week. Can Jake Browning keep doing what he's doing? That's the iffy part about it. I like this Cincinnati team. The other thing that bothers me in this game is their receivers out. Chase is out, and he's a big part of their offense, which is a reason why I didn't get too much into this. What do you think about the total? Could that one be a little high, 38.5? I think it could. I don't see the Steelers scoring much. The Bengals are going to be hampered without Chase. I think I would take the under on that. And if I was going to do anything, I'd take the Bengals to win because I think they're better.
Yeah, I got burned on the under last week. I had the under in the Vikings game, the Vikings-Bengals game, and it went over late. It feels like another under game, though, for sure. Steelers really struggling. Bengals, I think without Chase, it's going to be a big difference. But they've got other weapons, and that's why I'm kind of high on Cincinnati to win this game here. To me, it's two teams that aren't very good, especially with Chase out. But Cincinnati's got more to play for. They're on a roll. Pittsburgh, it just kind of seems like that's finally falling apart there. So I'm going to take the Bengals. I'm not going to touch the total. It does kind of feel like we're going to go under here, though. 38.5, not a lot, but
let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
There's starting to be some grumbling that Tomlin may be out at Pittsburgh. Is there such a thing as being there too long?
I think so.
Could be. Haven't ever heard grumbling like this that's coming out of there. I don't think it's his fault. They don't have a quarterback. And
I think it's like with Belichick. You think you can do it without a quarterback, you're crazy. And I think when you look at Pittsburgh, what have they been since? I mean, and Big Ben's been a while, but what have they been since he's left? I mean, nothing.
That's right.
Yeah. So, I think to Dennis's point, he says thinks Tom will be gone because the players don't give a damn. I think what happens sometimes when you can't move the ball, you do kind of get that look of a team that, you look at it and you go, well, they just didn't give any effort. I think the problem is when you're on defense and once you give up 14, you're probably going to lose. It kind of goes sideways on you once you do. So
it's like a basketball game team that can't score.
Yeah.
You look at them and, God, they suck.
Yeah.
Well, they may be getting beat 40-38. I'm talking about a high school game. They don't suck. They just can't score. When you can't put the ball in the basket, you look awful. And when you can't score points in football, you don't look good either. So,
Yep. And that's where they're at right now. All right, the other game tonight, we'll see what happens if the Chargers, I don't know what kind of life they've got. I don't know if firing the coach now is going to help or not, but the Bills are 12-point favorites. Listen, this is a Chargers team that got stomped by the Raiders last week. Any kind of rebound here for the Chargers, or do you think the Bills just kind of run away with this one?
Well, logic says this is a breeze, but there's no such thing in the NFL. Will the Bills have a letdown? I think it's highly likely that they will.
Yeah.
The Chargers are in disarray. I think the main thing is I don't think the Chargers have a quarterback either. I think Herbert's out. So I don't give them much of a chance. But 12 is a whole bunch of points in the NFL. I don't hardly ever take a double-digit one, but I'd have to on this one. I think I just don't see how the Chargers are going to do anything.
Yeah, hard to back the Chargers.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm taking the Bills as well in this one. All right, one more here before we get to the race of the day. I think racing's the kind of the highlight of today, honestly. But there's a bunch of bowl games. There's a couple have already started. I just tried to pick the one that I thought might be the most interesting. Utah and Northwestern today in Las Vegas. Utah's a 6.5-point favorite. The total sits at 41.5. It feels like Northwestern is a big game for them. I don't know that really is for Utah. What do you think is going to happen? I thought this was going to be a pretty interesting game.
I think so too. Northwestern, we talked about them on our show Thursday. They have had a fantastic year. And to cap this off with a win over a team that was ranked most of the year and coming out of the Pac-12, which was really good, would that not cap off what would be an unbelievable season for them?
Yeah.
And again, Utah's kind of boogered up. I think Utah wins the game, though. I really do. I like Utah. I think they're better than Northwestern if they're ready to play.
Boy, we've kind of seen it. These bowl games have been really weird.
They're hard to pick.
So Curse Mandela says he likes Eastern Michigan today. They're big underdogs against South Alabama. He likes James Madison, a slight favorite against Air Force. And I think we both like James Madison, don't we?
Here's why I didn't go with them as the best bet.
Yeah.
Their coaches moved on to Indiana. So they do have turmoil on the coaching staff. And they have a bunch of guys that have entered the transfer portal. And I can't get a definite line on them whether they're going to play or not.
Yeah.
I read one article and says they're in. I read another article and says they're not. They've lost a ton of their defense, entered the transfer portal and the quarterback. But the last thing I saw is they're going to play, but I don't know. That's why that line's at 1.5. They are much better than their opposition. If they play and if they're in, and again, that's kind of a game time thing, I think you better bet them because I think they're better.
You know, after our show, which if you watched our show, we're not taking these bowl games very serious.
No.
You know, when we do this, it's like, okay, well, let's waste your time for 10 minutes and then talk about something else because you just can't. You just cannot take them serious right now. I mean, the game last night, it was the same kind of thing. And until we get to, the big ones, that's just kind of how we're going to have to approach it. But, yeah, I did research it, long story short, after our show, and I'm like, oh, that's why that line's like that. James Madison and Aaron Marshall said they don't have hardly any coaches. I mean, it's bad. It's bad. So,
yeah.
And again, we've said it over and over and over. I don't want to get into it again. This sucks because James Madison went 11-1. They, petitioned to get into a bowl because the stupid NCAA wouldn't let them in. They get in, and now they have no coaches and no players. It's just like, this is bullshit, but
it's total.
Yeah,
it is. And, this could cap off a 12-1 season in your first year. Is it first or I think it's their first year, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they only got in because there weren't enough teams that won 6 games.
Yep.
We have a 5-7 Minnesota team that will play later on this week or next week. Yeah, it should be a lot of celebration going on in James Madison, but so much turmoil because of this stupid portal. We were all sitting around. We had a bunch of guys yesterday, real quick, kind of college football fans, just sitting around having lunch yesterday. And I think it was there we mentioned it, that why don't they pass some sort of a rule where you can't enter the portal till after the bowl games?
Yeah, right.
Wouldn't that make sense?
Yep.
I mean, what's the hurry anyway?
Yep.
And then
I don't know. That's a good question.
To do something because this is just turmoil.
Yep.
It's just turmoil.
It is.
It is what it is.
It sucks. Like I said, you used to watch the whole season and then be like, oh, cool. Now we'll go to a bowl and there'll be these great games. And then it's just like they all suck now. So I hate it. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah. All right. Well, we could bitch about it, but that is the current state and it sucks. So, all right. Let's go to Fairgrounds Race 12 today for the race of the day. The Gun Runner Stakes. I kind of mentioned the top show. I think when it comes to what's most important today for me, it's going to be the racing. I think it's very
Mhm.
good at Fairgrounds and Gulfstream. We're going to the Gun Runner Race 12, like I said, mile 16th for the 2-year-olds. First step towards the Kentucky Derby down on the Louisiana circuit. Everybody's looking at Nash, the 6 horse. The 2 Catching Freedom is out. Papa Dude, who do you like today in the Gun Runner?
Well, I think you got to go with Nash. The thing that impresses me the most, there's a couple of horses that a lot of these have done well at this distance, and a mile and a 16th for 2-year-olds. They kind of got to work their way up a little bit. Seems to me like to get to that distance. Not these guys.
No.
And Nash won by 10 lengths at a mile and a 16th. I don't see that very often. I think this is the horse. I like a couple of Asmussen horses as well. Track Phantom looks like could have a shot at being good, and the 3 Risk It as well. So if you're looking for somebody to maybe pull an upset, I like either one of those. But Nash looks like the real deal.
Yeah, I agree. I really, really like Nash today. I think he's going to be awfully tough to beat. I spent some time in Vegas out with John White. He's got Nash number 1 on his Kentucky Derby rankings right now. He also, him and Ryan got Nash in the fantasy league drafts. They were very excited about that.
They were thrilled.
Yeah, Ryan was in the background doing this when they were drawing 1 and 2. And we talked about it with him, and he's like, God, I just pray we get him. I was like, well, Fierceness is going 1, and then it's just going to be a matter of who the Double D's take it to. So anyway, they're excited. I'm excited. I'll get right to it. My best bet of the day comes at Fairgrounds. It comes in this race. I'm going Nash. I loved the horse on debut. I was very excited, and he ran the day Oklahoma played Texas, so I didn't see the race until late at night. Turned it on and said to myself, next time out, look out for this horse. He ran up against a sprinter who would freak that day. And that next race at Churchill, that was something. And I think if he runs anything close to that, I think this horse is going to be really tough. So I took Nash. I'm most afraid of the number 7 Sneed. I do think Sneed really improved last time out in a big way and can beat him. 8, not a horse that's too bad either, talking about Track Phantom, but I think Nash is the best. So give me Nash as my best bet today. Papa Dude, we don't have Magic, unfortunately. He's traveling home later. I don't know if it's later today or if he already has. I think it's later today. But anyway, Magic going home to Michigan. But he did phone in one. Fairgrounds race 2 today. He likes the number 7 El Magnifico. Guess what? This is a John and Ryan owned horse as well. He is trying to break his maiden today in race 2. First time out for Steve Asmussen was last time out. He was trained by Keith DeSormo, and then Asmussen got his hands on this horse. Finished second, only beaten a length and a half behind Legalize, a horse that's on my team that I really like. Maiden special weight, going 2 turns. The Ass Man, Rosario board. So the 7 in the second at Fairgrounds. I don't need your opinion. I know you like that pick, right?
That's the angle you want to go. When he's picked that horse up,
Yep.
You want to keep an eye on it for sure.
I knew you would be very excited that Magic went with that horse. Yes.
Yeah.
One other horse I want to mention. So talk about the fantasy league. Paul Withrow. He has a horse that he is co-owner in, or part owner in, I should say, running at Fairgrounds today. Race 6 at Fairgrounds, the number 1 Double Neat. Like I said, Paul has a piece of this horse. 8-1 on the morning line. Drew the rail, like I said. But listen, broke from way out of it on debut, way out on the outside. Now he's way on the inside. And it got 6. He made up a lot of ground late. So keep an eye out for Double Neat. I think he'll be a decent price. Good luck to Paul. Hopefully you get it done there. All right, Papa Dude, enough horse racing. Let's get to your best bet.
I'm going with one of the most exciting teams to watch in basketball, and that's the Oklahoma City Thunder. If you've not seen them and you like the NBA, tune them in. I imagine the NBA is kind of wishing they had them on Christmas Day, because this team is so fun to watch. They can shoot the lights out of it. So if you like to watch 3-point shooting, wow. They got the Lakers tonight. The Lakers are really struggling. The Thunder destroy older teams, seems like, especially at OKC. LeBron's questionable. The line baffles me just a little. I think it ought to be a little higher, but the Lakers always carry a little bit of weight when they're, because of the Lakers. I think the Thunder's going to get them tonight and run them off the floor. They ran the Clippers off the floor 2 nights ago. Clippers had won 9 in a row, I think, and they just beat that dog crap out of them. So I'm hoping they can go 2 in a row. They do have trouble with LeBron. He's always given them trouble because he's the kind of guy that's bothering them. They need to pick up a big guy with some size, not necessarily a scorer, just somebody that can kind of throw their weight around a little bit. That's what they're kind of missing. Look for them to get somebody like that before this is over with. This is a team to watch. Like I say, if you haven't seen, and I can't ever think of his name, last name's Alexander, that kid is really, really good. So I'm going the Thunder tonight, -3.5.
All right. Yep. I like it as well. Thunder Lakers, a great matchup for sure tonight. I'm excited to kind of sit down and maybe watch that one a little bit later on. It should be a very fun game. And always fun when the Lakers come to town to Oklahoma City. All right, let's get to the best bets. Once again here, I'm going to go Fairgrounds, race 12, number 6, Nash. Magic's going to go Fairgrounds, race 2, number 7, El Magnifico. And then Papa Dude is going to go the Thunder -3.5. This week's record, 1-4-1. You had a push last night. Heartbreaking push. It looked like you had no chance, and it looked like you were going to get it, and then you pushed. But
Yale made a 3-pointer to take it from 18 to 15 with 40 seconds left. And of course, Kansas just held the ball. And so better than losing. That's really good.
Well. Magic and I, it was bad. We got second, both of our horses, and I don't know if you watched my horse yesterday. I bet you did not at Fairgrounds, but people watching, I don't know how that horse lost the race. I had the lead and just goofed around and let a horse come back on him, so it sucked.
Those are the ones that just make you sick.
Yep. And the Magic's horse turned for home, looked clear, and just wouldn't change leads and quit. And, we were both like, well, we just weren't very lucky today. So, all right. A lot of people, I'll put them up on the screen now, wishing happy holidays, happy Festivus. It is Festivus today, and happy holidays to Bree and Shoddy and definitely Dennis and Tony and Curtis and all you guys.
All you guys, I couldn't do it without you.
And gals. Yes.
You guys are the best.
Yeah. And to that point, we will not be here tomorrow, obviously, even though it is a Sunday. We will not be here tomorrow. We will come back, and we will do – what do you think? Next week, we could probably do I don't think we'll do New Year's Eve, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday again. Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right.
I don't have anything planned at the moment. You never know, but I want to wish everybody a happy Christmas too.
Yep.
Be careful out there. Be safe, and make sure we see y'all back again. It's been a great year for the Racing Dudes.
Yep. Happy holidays, definitely, to everybody, and Merry Christmas to everybody as well. It has been a good year. This will be the last time we're on the air for the Racing News channel until Thursday. Like I said, we'll be back for our show.
You guys aren't on at all, huh? Not having anything through the.
Oh, there'll be videos, I'm sure, but no live shows until Thursday. So a little bit of a break. Hopefully, I'll see you here in a second. I don't know. Heather's making me take a COVID test, so we'll see how that goes.
Well, like I say, we're all vaxxed. We're not afraid.
Well, I'm vaxxed as well, and you don't want to get sick. Trust me on that. So
no, I don't.
Not feeling well. Getting worse. So worse every day. So we'll see how this goes.
You've had COVID more than anybody I know, so you know the feeling. If you don't think it's COVID, you probably don't have it.
I really don't think it's COVID. No. But I really, with a cold, usually the first couple of days you have it, then you get better. I'm getting worse, so I don't know what it is, but I don't know. I got a flu shot, and so I don't think it's the flu. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's the.
Have you always got a flu shot?
Yeah.
Have you? I did not know that.
Yep.
I've never had a flu shot.
It's weird because I'm sick, and Miranda, Ryan's wife, is sick from the trip, but everybody else is fine. So I don't know what we got into.
A lot of people do come back and are under the weather for a while, not for obvious reasons, but They do catch a bug out there.
Yep. So her and I did. I don't know. I don't really know what it was, but anyway. All right. Well, we're going to get off here. Merry Christmas to everybody. We'll see you back here Thursday. Everybody have a great rest of your weekend and a great holiday, and enjoy some time, and we'll be back soon.